We are focusing on the breath because it's accessible and it's tangible and it's real. A direct link between the body and the mind. The breath is your portal into your body and mind and how they're feeling. Mental health is knowing how you are breathing. When we improve the function of the breath, we are essentially rewiring the nervous system. This means how you process life or events around you and your sport will be more in a healthy balance. Remember this, how you breathe is how you experience life. The breath impacts all the systems of the body, including the mind. As your breathing function improves, so will the focus and concentration. And if you want to learn meditation at some point, these are essential. Therefore, successful meditating relies on a simple yet profound fact. The quality of your breath determines how willing your mind will turn inward and focus. In other words, the better you're breathing, the more easily you'll be able to focus and concentrate. So that's why we start with the breath. And just to be clear, healthy breathing is light, slow, deep, silent, effortless, invisible. That's the goal. Breathe like that and your life will be radically different. It will be radically better. So let's get going on this new practice. This exercise is called Breathe Light because it normalizes breathing biochemistry by reducing the volume of air you take into your body to create a tolerable feeling of air hunger. This feels like wanting to take a slightly larger breath or you're not getting quite enough air. The exercise starts with finding a comfortable breath flow and then gradually reducing the amount of air until the air hunger is reached. And when you feel this, it means carbon dioxide has accumulated in the blood. Remember, CO2 motivates the release of oxygen from the red blood cells. And why does this matter? Because you want more oxygen to be distributed throughout the working tissues. Light, soft, gentle, quiet breathing allows nitric oxide to build up in the nose and then move into the lungs where it is distributed in the blood and it does its magic. Light, soft, gentle, and quiet breathing opens up the blood vessels, allowing more oxygen to be released from the red blood cells, which feeds the tissues and organs. For now, all you're concentrating on is achieving air hunger. To do this, focus will be on slowing down the breath, making the breath more quiet and soft. Your aim is to sustain a tolerable air hunger for about 4 minutes. And if it gets to be too much, you just rest for 4 or 5 breaths and then you return back to the exercise. So let me guide you through the practice. All right, so now we're going to go through the Breathe Light practice, which is focusing on chemosensitivity. It's a biochemical practice. So Taylor and I will start to do it together and you do it along with us. So Taylor, what I want you to do to start the practice is put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And I just want you to tune into the feeling of breathing. This is not about creating your breath in any special way. Just notice what it feels like to breathe. Noticing what it feels like to breathe is the beginning of the experience of changing your breath. You can't change your breathing until you're aware of your breathing. So just allow this moment to be an introspective awareness of the quality of your breath and where the breath is moving in your chest or the tummy. How does it feel? Is there a cool sensation as you breathe in and a warm sensation as you breathe out? And by just noticing the way you breathe is how we're going to tune into refining the quality of the breath. So once you begin to notice the flow of the air, then you can begin to reduce the volume of air that's flowing in and out of your body. So Taylor, all you need to do at this point is focus on comfortably reducing the amount of air that's coming in and out of your body. It's roughly about 30% or so. but just enough so that you start to feel like there is a little resistance to the feeling of breathing, or you're not breathing as deep as you normally were breathing just a few breaths ago. And just begin to explore what it's like to slow down the breath and make the breath a little bit more gentle and a little bit more quiet. So when you start to breathe in, you notice a gentle, calm breath in. And when you breathe out, it's a gentle, calm, relaxed breath. So you're breathing in and you're gradually just feeling relaxed as you do it. You're not restricting your breathing in any way. You're not trying to create any tension in the breath at all or in the body. Feel fully relaxed, but just refine the breath so that it feels that there's less air coming in and out of your body. And you're creating a sensation, Taylor, of quieting the breath. So there's almost a feeling like you're not even sure that you're breathing. That's how quiet the breath becomes. So it's this very relaxed and gentle breath in and a very relaxed and gentle breath out. So to help you experience this a little bit more, Taylor, you can take one finger and just put it underneath your nostril and just continue to do the breathing. And as you breathe out, see how little air can touch the finger. How slow can you make the breath move out of your body, and how that feeling at the finger is almost imperceptible because the breath is so slow and so quiet and so gentle. And this just begins to give you a sensation of what it's like to slow the breath down. Now, you don't want to slow it down so much where you're creating extra tension, or you can't hold the feeling of air hunger. So air hunger is a sign that your carbon dioxide is building up. So you want to be careful not to overdo it so that you're creating extra tension in the body, or you're feeling like you want to release out of the practice. And if you do release out of the practice, that's fine. Take a couple of breaths and then enter back into it. By this time, you might be noticing that there's warmth in the body. Hands start to get warmer, the feet start to get warmer. The mouth, there's saliva in the mouth, and there's a little bit of an energetic feeling in the mind. The brain is getting fresh oxygen. Good, and then just release and relax out of the practice completely. Beautiful. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Good. Here are the key benefits to doing this exercise. It improves oxygen uptake and delivery, harnesses nasal nitric oxide, reduces sensitivity to carbon dioxide accumulation, normalizes breathing volume, and it anchors the mind. It improves concentration, similar to a meditation. I'm encouraging you to do this practice for the next 7 days, at least once a day, but more if you have time. Get good at taking a few minutes to reduce your breathing and create air hunger. Notice how this light, gentle, soft, and relaxed breath will begin to shift the feeling in the mind and the body. You can use this video to follow along. Just notate the time marker where the practice begins, or you can guide yourself when you have time, like getting up in the morning or going to bed at night, or between your classes when you're walking around in school, or after a hard workout or training session. It doesn't matter. Just find the time. And after 7 days, you can move on to the next phase of this journey. Have a lot of fun doing this practice.